What's going on? There we go. All right. Okay, I've spun out enough. Okay, so we just took off on the home. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, or good evening, depends on where you're at. I am hoping you can hear me. I am here to talk about some truths. I know for a fact that my video's not being watched much, so this video won't be watched much, but those who watch me and watch this and will watch that will understand where I'm coming from. So I'm here to talk about the truth of this world. So basically, as you can see, I'm in a game. One of the reasons why I'm in this game, well, talking about this specifically, is because the world here is like a game. Okay? The only difference is, it's not like this game. It's not like Minecraft. And then it is. All games and everything that we have in our entire life is centered around truth. Myth has more truth in it than what we know is true right now. Something that people don't take into consideration as they go on about their manners or lack of manners is that this game is complex. Yeah, I don't know what's going on my screen up there. I have flubberty ducked it up and it'll be like that. Yeah, I really don't know how to get all that stuff off my screen. So, actually, I think I'll go play another game soon. Trying to think of how to say this the best way that I can. Here, let's just want to see it in my house. So, life is a game, and in this game, it is, everybody has things to do, okay? And the problem right now is everybody is taking, I want to say, A, they're taking the world too seriously. B, they're not rising to the occasion. So a lot of people don't like playing Minecraft. They don't. My son plays many games, thousands of games, actually, kind of ridiculous. I can't. I have like 3 or 4 games: Minecraft and World of Warcraft and Pal World. And I play those 3. I like to invest more time. He likes to restart new a lot, and as you can see, I'm not. I've spent a lot of time on this. Oh, look, there's a bee in there too. And I'm not so easily to walk away from this stuff. I see that there are people that it's easy for them to walk away, and that's fantastic. I know that this, I want to call it a hoarder mentality. I really do think I do have a hoarder mentality. I feel like I put so much into this that to scratch this to start something new kind of hurts my feelings. And then I'm an artist, so every little bit of detail that's added on to everything is something that, takes time in a lot of pieces, especially when you grow all these trees and you do everything without cheating, which my son makes me do that this time. But at the same sense, everybody is playing the same game, but yet different versions of it, okay? So we're all here on this earth, and we all die, okay? So we have some commonalities, okay? We're all human. We all have body parts that can be easily pierced, easily deteriorated by bacteria and age. So we have more in common than we don't have in common. the thing is everybody allows other people to tell you that you're not supposed to love each other. And that is the most ridiculous and asinine thing on the planet that there is right now. Because if we truly gave the love and consideration to every being like we do our children, our parents, our fathers, whomever you love the most, okay? Because I know, so, oh, my kids drive me crazy. Okay, no, I don't want to hear none of that. We're talking about pick the one person that you love the most and you would do anything for, and you know you would cry heavily if they die. Take that person and consider every human being that person. And if everybody started treating everybody that way and understanding that everybody is on their own game, their own battles and their own issues, and if we all come to the understanding that the only way to truly battle things is to actively have love in your heart, that everybody's going through these battles. People wonder why all this stuff is going on with autism. And I'm going to tell you the truth about autism. It had to fucking happen. I'm sorry, but it did. You don't understand. People, okay, I was never understood. I will never be understood. And that's fine. I'll tell you. I went through my entire life with 1 foot in the celestial and 1 foot on this planet. And I have never accepted the cruelty. I have never accepted people saying, do this because, no. I know. No. I'm still good to everybody no matter what. And yes, I've had people do atrocity things against me. I still love you. I'll still do for you. However, I won't do anything that'll harm me. So if being around you is going to harm me, then I come first. And that's the only area that your love for yourself should be like that. Other than that, you need to be humble. But you need self-preservation to take care of yourself at the same time. That's very important. And it's very important that people understand that you need to get a grasp on what your exact mission here is. So let's go to that. Let's talk about aliens. My little alien here. Aliens do exist. I am one. Now, my body is of this earth, is terrestrial. My soul is of Andromeda. Now, before coming to the Milky Way and coming to Earth, I have experienced all the others that are attached to this universe, and I've got it all in my video, The Truth, the documentary I put up. That explains it all. I'm not going to go further. But I do want to go into star seeds, because if you feel like you're a star seed and you fall in line, you have to understand the mind, body, and soul. So the mind is no more than the brain computing and taking in the information from the body and the soul. Now the body is the spirit. Spirit is your body because your body belongs to the earth, and the spirit is something that belongs to the terrestrial and belongs to the earth. Your soul is celestial, or could potentially be terrestrial. If your soul is terrestrial, meaning if you're beginning here at Earth, then I believe they consider you reptilian. And I think that that's a mean way to put it, because they have derogatoried this and they've made it all wrong. Nobody changes forms. No, there are no. All of that misinformation is out there in order to confuse you, because cognitive dissonance is a perfect way to control people. They've been doing it for thousands of years. It sucks it came in, but I understand why, and I understand the reasonings behind it all. I understand that these things have to happen in order for change to happen, in order for the cycles to happen. I get that, okay? I've been through enough lifetimes to know. It's just, for those of you early in on this, you're just going to think I'm crazy, and that's fine. After a few incarnations, when you start actually remembering, in the next cycle, you'll actually remember your incarnations. You'll think differently about these videos if you come and watch them, and I hope they last that long. I do have instructions for family members to reload this back up every 10 years to make sure it's out there. I will put it out as a book too. The whole point is that I just want the knowledge out. Okay, let's begin with. I didn't want to do this. I'll tell you straight up. Oh, he is alive. I'm shy. I like talking about gaming. I like nerding out. This is uncomfortable because the things that I'm saying is going to upset people, and there's people that are just going to violently come at me about this, and I've been asked by the divine, so therefore I shall do it. It's my duty. Not to mention this information can truly free you. Okay, so let's get to that freedom. So, freedom is understanding that we have 5 elements, not 4. I don't know why they keep forgetting space. Space is ether, and ether is real. And ether is also part of your body. It is the part that allows you to hold your atoms together. It's the space in between the electrons of your atoms. Okay, so there's that. Your spirit is all the elements, which would be all 5, which make up your body. Also, blood is undines, fire is your temperature, bones are gnomes, that's earth, and your breath, air, oxygen, nitrogen, all that, air, the mixture, it's not just one. So everything works to assist us, and everything in turn, I have no sound in the game because there's nothing to hear if you just wonder what's going on. So so this is quite a long path, but we did have a stop back there. So I got longer paths. So the whole idea is that you understand where you're at. So if you feel like you're a starseed, then you need to heed a warning, because starseeds going negative, going backwards on this is really bad, because you take a heavier punishment in the afterlife and you get looked at pretty rough and have a higher chance of downgrading more than one level, because technically you knew better, because you already leveled up to the top in order to leave whatever star system you were from and to come here. Or actually, they all have, suns and earths and stuff like that. So, I mean, is it really fair to say that? Yeah, I'm going to grab me some things. Please don't hit me. I know you're gonna. I know you wanna. But I added a mod pack in, and it was bad. And when I went to redo the mod pack and undo it, I lost all my special stuff. I probably shouldn't pick up all this other stuff. All my artifacts, because I had the artifacts that were, I put them in this really cute thing, to display them, and the display was from the mod that I had to remove. And when I removed the mod, it removed my stuff. And no, I won't cheat to get my stuff back. But I haven't checked out these things. Anyways, so it's up to us to decide what we want to do, how we want to do it, and it's up to us to make the decision to be better, be kinder, be loving. And then I wanted to get to this, love, because people enjoy it, people understand it, they really like it, but nobody wants to do it all the time. And that baffles my mind, because love has to be the centrifuge of everything you do and how you do it. If not, then sorrow, resentment, and a lot of negative feelings. Because I guess you could say love is the ultimate positive factor that can fix and heal freaking anything. Straight up. Just straight up. It can. So when you're in a situation where you see there's a lot of hate, let's play a little game here. Let's say you're an evil energy and you have been wreaking havoc, but it hasn't gone well. You want to get in somewhere. How do you get a lot of people to join in with the rally? Is you start giving truths, but not enough truth to set you free, and enough lies to put fear in you. So the real holy God, which I consider, well, I know his name, I won't go into it this, you can go to my video and see that, is about love, understanding, and teaching. Nowhere in this factor at all was there ever supposed to be fear introduced with any type of praise or prayer to the divine. So understand that anything negative within any writing is wrong. I'm just going to say it like that. Because waking up and remembering the tooth, it was like the first thing that drove me absolutely crazy was my avid religious side. We had a cognitive dissonance. But then I realized my cognitive dissonance wasn't that I had to no longer believe. It was that I had to realize the truth and believe even more. I know this doesn't make any sense, but it's easy to hate. It's easy to say eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. You know what's really fucking hard? Is to turn around and look at the person who killed you and have to say, I love you. And I've done that. I was forced to do that as a youngin' because of my situation. I understand he was mentally ill. I get that. That does not change or diminish the amount of trauma I endured with having to be resuscitated, and then knowing that he had so much anger for me and no longer wanted me to exist, and to have to sit there at the dining room table with him for the next 5 years. But I was okay with it. And I know this, I'm mad now because I look back and go, why was I put in that situation? But then I think, you know why? Because I handled it as a child. Okay, this needs to be fixed. So, as a child, I spent a lot of time having to forgive and forget. Well, they said to forget. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Just because you forgive does not mean that you'll ever forget. It does lighten the load on you, but it doesn't lighten a load for them. Just because I have forgiven them does not mean I would ever put myself in harm's way with that human being again. I love myself too much for that too. So, in the same sense that we all have our resentments, but to go back and strike out is exactly what the negative energies want. And everybody talks about evil. Okay, evil is the energy, never the being. The being is only, how would you say it? Sucked into the energy, living for the energy, whatever it is, in the sense that we can't hate any being because evil has to exist for us to have free will. The fact that we're able to choose and make decisions and decide for ourselves what we want, when we want, and all that is free will. And free will comes at a cost. And that cost is evil. So those who want to freak and want to obliterate evil and think that that's never going to exist, you have to understand that that can't be the deal. You have to have evil in order to have free will. You would have to get rid of it. And that just doesn't work for anybody. Straight up. So, oh, there's one. Icebreaker. Here, we'll grab everything right now. So the idea is to not allow these other things to affect you and stand above it. But at the same time, you cannot allow the programming to have its way, because it has spent thousands of years to get here, and you have spent longer to get further. I am not trying to diminish anybody's beliefs. I am actively trying to free people from the tyranny of lies and not understanding what you're really here for. We are all here to level up. And one part of leveling up is sacrifice. I mean, I'm sacrificing me, saying the things I'm saying, but I also know that this needs to be told, because I lived under so much complex post-traumatic stress disorder and so much trauma that the night before I woke up, I contemplated on, how can I survive this and stay sane? I felt like I was going insane, and I prayed. And it wasn't until my son made me acknowledge that Jesus didn't exist. So, okay, I'm never going to say that again. Okay, so once I came to terms with that truth, and then I started reading some stuff and got woken up by a very interesting document, which I've got to say to this day, I don't comprehend how. Now, I gotta say, I want to say the dog came first, then the document. So I want to say the true transition came from a puppy I got, which, now that I know the truth, and I know that dogs and cats come from heaven, and what level of heaven, the actual angels in training, and that's their duty, is to come help us directly, and this is how they do it. My dog in the celestial world is somebody else, and I have the wackiest, craziest dreams. I don't call them dreams. I astral projected. I've done them before, but I have only projected myself into like families' houses in order to freak them out and tell them the new furniture they got before they tell me. Just weird things that I always knew I could do, and so I would do, and my family is very upset with me right now. Right now, their main goal in life, I want to say, is to disprove me, because to not disprove me would mean that everything they know and believe is wrong, because my entire siblings, and there's 6 of them, I'd say 90% of them are real culty. This is what gets me, is they were so culty. My goodness. There's something with hippies and cults. I'm very confused, because I always thought the hippie movement was the anti-religion and the anti-establishment, but yet you guys grabbed onto an establishment and then became evangelists. But I'm so confused. Of course, when it comes to any religion, there's so much faults in it. It's meant to keep cognitive dissonance, which makes sense. I mean, once you learn that this is how you control things, which you know how you learn about it is by reading occult stuff. And oh my God, yeah, I read occult stuff, and guess what? I learned how they were controlling us, and I got free of the tyranny of the words. And now we take words to a whole new level. I will say that my immediate family in this house freaked out at first after my change, because we started playing word games, because people play games with words and they say things and say, well, that's not what I meant. And I pull up the dictionary and go, not only is that what you meant, that's what you said, you verbalized it, you put it forward, you wanted somebody else to feel this way. What you're trying to tell me truly is not that you didn't mean to say that, you're upset at the way I'm reacting to it. That's the truth. So now let's get down to reactions. People are very reactionary. You have control of that. That's part of the free will package of our, human psyche. We have choices. One of the things you can do is choose to believe nothing. And then there's me. I choose to believe everything. And I mean everything. I believe conspiracies are just that. They're conspiracies. I believe that all the conspiracies are all conspiracies. I believe in it. That's truth. No, there's no solid truth in any one, but there's also no solid lie, except for maybe the flat earth shit. That's fucking freaky. But you know what? When you're causing cognitive dissonance, a lot of times the goal is to get as much cognitive dissonance as possible. It's the way it feels, the way it seems. So the louder they scream and the more they scream, the more people are going to hear them, because they always say the loudest person's heard. Well, let me scream loud. Y'all lie. Everybody lies. There's stuff in what I'm saying that's a lie. I have no choice. That is human nature. I'm going to get things, I'm going to say it backwards thinking that I said it forwards. That's going to happen. You don't catch it, or you want to catch me and attack me about it, that's all on you. I don't mean to, but I am dyslexic. Our brains do that. It does happen. But you know what? You want to take every one of my words and come after me? That's your prerogative. You go right on ahead, but I will just ignore it. That's my prerogative. Because you're not going to tell me anything that I don't already know, and what you have to say, if it's not positive, is just there in order to try to derail me from my main goals, and that is to do my duties to human beings, and that is to teach you guys that kindness and love and unconditional love for all beings everywhere, seen and unseen, known and unknown. And if you watch my video, you see that there's more known. We know, but we just refuse to see. Yes, Sasquatches are real. The problem is they're just not real in this dimension. But there are people that are sensitive to other dimensions. It doesn't mean that they're not less real. They just saw them because they sensed the other dimension and saw it in their third eye. But are they real as in walking in this dimension? No. But there are times when they're doing stuff for us out there that they do seem to come into contact with those that are super sensitive like me. And if you don't agree that you're sensitive, then you don't believe in ghosts, you don't believe in anything, you probably are terrestrial, and this isn't going to help you. Hopefully you'll find this whenever you level up to at least the heaven side of stuff, because purgatory still keeps you oblivious to truths, because the more that we have that don't know the truth, the more we have control. Everything you buy, you're told to buy. Everything you do, you're told to do. I'm sorry, but if the whole Christian movement was real and it was true, number one, there would be no name of Messiah, because the name of Messiah has no bearing Love is the only message. You should be loving everybody and treating everybody, and there would be no war, there would be no fighting, there would be none. So, it's a lie. Because I know the truth. But here's the problem, you guys. Wars have to happen because this is a type of a leveling game, and lower levels are going to do it. If they didn't, we wouldn't have free will. That's the whole part of the cycle. So you have to accept the evil, and you as an individual have to learn to rise above it no matter what your circumstances or your surroundings are. It's a complicated situation. I understand that. I know I've been trying to wrap my head around it for 2 years now. Well, actually, my entire life of 57 years, because I've spent a lot of years sitting here concentrating, trying to understand why in the world so many people are so hateful when every child is born with love in their heart. Why do we lose it? Because we're told to. And that right there is proof that anything that's negative is a wrong way to go about anything. I'm sorry, but going back to the naivety of love is the better route to go. If you're oblivious to it, you actually get to live better. But to know and know that it doesn't affect you is a grander way to be. So you know this is a game. You know what you do affects every human. And if it's your duty to make life better on everybody, do you not think that you need to start by making life better on yourself? Loving yourself? Loving yourself enough to stay out of trouble? To know what can truly help people? I know, I just love mining. I really do, especially with this pickaxe. Yeah, it takes us the whole game to get here, but I love this pickaxe. I mean, that's the whole reason why I like ATM 10. Or ATM. I played like 7, 8, 9 times. So, yeah. We didn't automate the star, though. I kind of feel bad that we didn't, but we just... I don't know. We just made... Oh, my son was playing another game, so we made a mad rush to get the star made, just one star made, in order to... like finish it out. So when we did that, then he could go play his other games for a bit, because they came out with expansions. Games I don't play. I started off gaming probably when I was 8, 9, so I have had games all my life, but the games I have are all gone. The arcade games, I like that. Centipede, that stuff. But nobody kept going on it, and the way games are now, I don't know. I get into World of Warcraft, but the changes that they made to the crafting system after I have spent fucking 20 years making my crafters having every single craft in the game, and now you set it up where all the lower level crafts were just shit. I had 2 entire guild banks, like 7 guild tabs full of stuff I just sold out, and I'm so mad because you made everything, all my work for 20 years obsolete. But oh, WoW already made me mad earlier, and I left them when they did the horrible stuff that they did. But when Microsoft took it over, I thought it was better, but at this point, I'm done with it. We paid for the expansion he wanted to play. We played. I got 580s, and I'm at a point where it's like, it's too quick to level. There's no reason for anything anymore. Microsoft ruined it. They all ruined it. They always do. Minecraft is cute because I can still keep going with it. And my whole entire goal is, I'm trying to figure out, I have this entire track here, goes up here, goes up here, goes up here. So I'm trying to build out stuff along the track. That's cute. I started back here, and I'm right about to up here working this side. So I figured I'd come today and work this way, since I usually work the other way. I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in this. I think I want to, like, maybe make some Pokemon figurines out of wool. I think we got a buttload of wool growing. So I don't know. I still have all these. I've been trying to. We still have 18 slime. I don't know. We still have trophies. I don't know. Anyways, I hope people go and watch my video after watching this and just understand things. You don't have to believe it all. Just take what resonates. Not everything will. What I'm writing for is everybody, because this is my last time here. I am off this planet, out of this solar system, and on to a new one, and looking forward to it. But I also remember the creation of this one, so it's a lot of work. The nice part is that when I go in the beginning like this, what I like about it is in the beginning there is no evil. We start off in a, I think, the golden era, they would call it. It usually isn't until, well, for us, the open of Pandora's box in Atlantis brought in the evil and started the cycle, which, okay, I'm not privy to say that. Okay. Which is about 50,000 years ago. Do I have any poles up here? I don't think I do. I know I do right there. But I do realize that this comes up top, so I don't want to keep going. So I don't want to blow any holes out. Is that? Oh, it is. All right. All right, gonna have to give us a minute. I gotta suck me up some more. So yeah, everybody's here to level. Leveling is off of how you treat others, period. And others is animals, which means, I'll tell you, when I found out that animals had souls that could be human one day, that were working towards incarnation, I tripped out. And I went to my husband. I said, oh my God, I'm a vegetarian. And he goes, that is hilarious. And I got to tell you, my family laughed when I told them I have to be a vegetarian. And they're like, that's funny, Mom. That's funny. And it's like, no, I do. And they're like, oh, how's that going to happen? You hate vegetables. And I do. We struggle. We are on whey protein shakes, and we are on cheese without rennet, because nothing with animal. And it's not easy waking up and finding out what this world has done, what it is doing, how much harm it's causing itself, I guess you could say. Not so much how much harm it's causing Earth or to other people, but how much you're harming your own self by not getting right and not being good to others, including animals, which means you can't eat them, because we are not evolved from this planet. No human being is. I don't know why he does it this way, but this is the All's doing. So the All basically creates the universes, and the universes, each creation, actually the All creates a being to create the universe. So for these universe, the All created the divine Pymander, which is our being, who's a dragon, lives in the ether. Well, and the astral, but his main job is, taking care of the ether. And so divine Pymander is in the sun. He's the energy of the sun, the positive energy. And even though everybody right now basically praises Iman, the god of materialism, the real truth, yeah, I knew I was going to do that. The real truth is that I'm in. All the gods wanted to have some say. The 7 races are real. They go into 7 different areas because the gods have, ego, and they need to have their space, and everybody does, and nobody comes together. I don't understand the Tower of Babel and the BS about how we all spoke one language. That was never, we never. No, Atlanteans had Atlantean. I'm not privy to talk about the other ones because I was not them, and that's for other people to talk about. But they all had their own language. They all had their own ways. It wasn't until after Atlantis fell that things started happening. Well, I'd say Pandora's box caused things to happen, and that's where all of a sudden everybody started to want to know more about others and started getting greedy, decided they were smarter than others and wanted to take over areas, and that's just BS. It's bullshit. Nobody's smarter than anybody else. Everybody has their own cross to bear, I guess you kind of would say. Oh, it's a bad statement because I don't like using any religious puns. But the whole situation is that everybody, no matter what era that you were raised in, once the Pandora's box is open, there is this cycle. And peace did not reign when he walked. And he can't save you from your sins. He can't save anybody from their sins because they're theirs to, they're yours. So every decision you make, every choice you make, everything you do, everything you say counts and matters. It always will. The brain keeps track. All your senses may help out on some things, but when it comes down to the decision making, that is all you. And that is your soul that makes those decisions. And that's where things end up getting haywire with people. But to understand that we need to be kind and loving to everybody all the time, is to understand the truth, but know that not everybody can have this truth and not everybody can understand this truth, because at the same time, this truth is a false for them if they're not in the right stage of their life. If they're still leveling up from level 21, they're still going to have violent tendencies when they come into this. Even though they've won their way to incarnation as a human, because they have, they're still the best of the worst, if that makes any sense. So it'd be like for everybody who goes to jail, let's say you have the people that do the best, how they get to parole early. Let's just say the best killers get to go out free. But that's because we have to have evil here in order for us to have free will. Again, without it, there is no free will. And free will is the function of this game. Let's say that. So everybody has a different game. My game, I like collecting things and I like making things. I like to craft. However, my son likes to kill. Personally, he likes to PvP. He likes to kill people that he knows that there's human beings on the other side. That trips me out. I play PvP on WoW with him, and I don't cry anymore. I've gotten better. But getting ganked while leveling does sucky butt. But I learned to go with the flow. QQ later. Don't take it so personal. I'm one of those, take everything personal, because I am so celestial that I'm oversensitive. Always oversensitive. They've been drugging me for my sensitivity since I was 18, because I was just too sensitive. Yeah, hurt my feelings, I cry. So drug me up. Yeah, that's smart. That's the way to go. Now, I also have insecurities because I struggled heavily as a child because I am dyslexic, epileptic, and reading comprehension and auditory comprehension. I got a lot of issues. I just got a lot of issues. So life was a struggle for me. But you know what? The reason why my contract gave me a lot of freaking issues is because I had to learn to rise above it. Yeah, now we're going to go mining. We're just on a mining trip. We're kind of done with that. Anyways, so basically, when it comes down to it, we have this game, and you have to decide, where do you want to be? I have a spreadsheet. I guess I work best off spreadsheet and lists. I don't know. I'm a lister. So when the information started coming to me, I started putting it all in spreadsheets. And then, just out of curiosity, I had to Google a lot. It kind of drove me crazy because it was like, man, you guys are telling about things that I can't. And then I Google it. Oh, that makes sense. Got a lot of words I've never knew before. My family's all proud of me, and they love how I all of a sudden one day got up. So one thing my family likes to do is get mom on her vocabs, because mom's vocabs are really bad, okay? Mom's always saying the wrong thing. I will tell you this. Since waking up, every challenge I've won, and I've never experienced that before in my life. So that was, it's been very interesting to wake up and all of a sudden have a vat of knowledge before me and an understanding of things that I spent 50 years being confused about. So now I've been on this big mission to get my information of truth out, because if I can enlighten one person to the degree that I have been lit up and with knowledge and understanding of the world and everything and why things are what they are, and being able to accept all the tragedies in my life and all the traumas as blessings, that I know it sounds ridiculous. I do. I got to tell you. And those of you that are in the fit of your trauma, yeah, you're gonna yell at me. And if I were you at that stage, I'd yell at me too. Oh, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, bitch. You didn't experience what I experienced. Well, you know what? I may not have experienced exactly what you've experienced, but I grew up with a schizophrenic brother who hated my guts and wanted me dead from the time I was 2. So, and because of insurance and the way the world is, he kept being shipped back to us. So my parents, by law, had to house my brother until my brother actively did damage, and then he would be sent off again. But, I mean, there's a lot of lies and truths behind he's in jail now for good reason. I don't want to talk about it because it's really the most disgusting thing. And if I do, you'll know who I am, because you can look him up, because he's notorious now. So, bad things, and that's okay. I understand. My only thing I say to my family now is, I understand in your contract, you signed up to do this to me, for me to be the person I am now, and for me to have the knowledge I have now, and I appreciate that, and I love you, and I thank you for it, but I need you to move forward, and I need you to wake up, and I need you to become a better person so you don't go to hell for it. There we go. Got it out. That's my goal. I don't want anybody to go to hell. I don't want anybody to go to purgatory. I want y'all to level up. I want y'all to level up to the top and come with me. I am not virtue signaling by saying that I am an archangel. I am not virtue signaling by saying I am who I am. I am saying, however, I am who I am. Can you accept me for who I am? and accept the fact that I do have this high of a virtue. I do love everybody. I have this in my heart. I actively do kind things for everybody and never say anything mean except for to my husband, which is typical. I'll get out of that eventually, I'm hoping. I am human, and he is my husband. And I am epileptic, and things happen that I have no control over. I'm not making excuses. It is a lesson I must learn, and one day I will get control. Hey, why don't you go down some more? I like it when you guys fall down. Oh, bye-bye. Let's see. Any artifacts? I got a feeling he's a bad guy. Don't you? Yeah. I knew he was a bad guy. I don't need no apples. I don't need no stinking potatoes. Nah. Don't need none of that crap. Anyways, so... yeah. We, if we understand the truth, I was able to free myself of my burdens of the trauma. And that's why I put this stuff out there. I didn't want to, because the fact that I'm saying some things, I'm obviously anti-religious. I understand. I'm not trying to pick a fight with religious people by far. That's the last thing I want. Last. Because I would fight you until I woke up. And I get it. What is that? Ooh. That's what I thought that is. I will grab me some of that. We don't have any of that. I haven't even built with that yet. No, I need more. Okay, thank you. But my whole point is, I would love for people to be free of the panic, free of the anxiety. That's it. I see a lot of anxiety songs going on. Anxiety ruled my life. So much so, I was on so much medication. I want to say for 10 years, they called me Zombie Mom. I was a zombie shell of a human being, and that is the God's honest truth. I was an artist who couldn't pick up anything, couldn't do anything, just sat around and wouldn't game. When I did game, I was depressed. I got mad and sad and upset. If people died, I cried, and then I wouldn't play anymore. I'm only a healer because that's my thing. I want to heal people. I want to love people. I really do. All my life, all I've ever wanted to do is do for people and be kind. But everybody has used and abused me to the point where I got cynical and mean. And I ended up with cognitive dissonance because I was acting mean as a human being and towards human beings. And that was against my nature. So if you're going against your nature, yeah, you're driving yourself insane. If you're really a kind person and you're actively just being mean, man, you're fucking your soul. I mean, you're doing it to yourself on that, straight up. There's not a whole lot I can do or say to help you except wake up, love yourself more. But it took me busting out and realizing I've got to love myself more. I've got to be better. It's got to be a better situation. Things have just got to be better. But the only way things got better for me was once, and I will tell you, I want to say it began with, I want to say the Arcturians. I want to give the Arcturians the credit for the first initial wave of help. They gave me healing in my heart. They helped me come back. And then Palladians have helped me, and then Andromedan, because I'm an Andromedan. I am aware of the other ones. Like I've said, I've been through all the livable planets in all the solar systems within this universe. There are 7. And there are 7 races. That one gets a little more difficult because I think people only know of 3 right now. Because the others are on the inner earth. And I don't ever want to get into that with anybody because that's full of conspiracy bullshit too. There's more lies than there is truth, and that drives me insane, but it's true. Some of this stuff, the only way you get it is through these stupid chests. But in most of the conspiracies, it's not all lies. But at the same time, that's not all true either. You know what I'm saying? There's, oh, I was going this way. There's too much, evil's always going to be a part. So it's got to thrive somehow. Even during the golden ages, it has to thrive somewhere and somehow. So you've got to imagine that if a golden age is coming, of course I'm not going to live to see it because I don't have too many years, but that's fine. I'll give you the know-how of it. When the golden age is coming, there will be a separation. So if you see a division happening now, you have to understand that the division is happening because the division has to happen in order for a golden age to come, because the golden age does not come for everybody, it only comes for certain. Now, in a way, the evils are going to think they're in a golden age, even though it's going to be a false prophecy golden age. In their mind, they think they have it until things fall out from underneath them like they always do. But to understand how to navigate the waters is to understand the truth, and that 90% of everything you know is wrong, and that's the hardest part. My husband's just now realizing it took some catalyst for him to, he says he believes me, but at the same time, I understand that there has to be that wake-up moment for everybody, and there's nothing I can do, and I haven't pushed or said anything until he has just helped edit my stuff and help me writing my stuff and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because as my editors help me, I have to argue with them on the words because they have to understand how words are used. And then some of the stuff in my documentary are not my words. I can't change them. They're not mine. They belong to, right at the bottom. They belong to, I would say the entity that directly wanted me to quote them. Say anytime I say not privy, those are the words that are used to me, and I don't really know the other words to use, so there's that. But I am not always privy to everything that goes on in my life that I have woken up to. It was bad enough, I will say, waking up meant remembering my death, and that almost put me insane. I would say that was probably to remember how people kill you and stuff. It's just rough. And then of course they help you and they get you through it, but you have to understand these things in order to truly understand what our animals are going through, especially like pangolins who are being killed all the time because Chinese medicine thinks that that's so freaking great. But at the same time, I know I'm not running around trying to convince people. I'm putting out my information and I'm saying to people, those of you that are screaming starseeds, that are saying that you know this stuff, come finish my work. My work is designed for you to finish. I mean, that's just how it goes. My work is designed for that. I'm trying to level up, and I don't like killing, so leveling up means mining. I wanted to get to 200 today. But my main goal is, I'm trying to speak to those who think that they're starseeds and understand the stuff that I'm talking about, because they're the ones that have to finish my work. Because finishing my work I only started it by inputting some information as facts. So those after me who come with this information have my information to back them up. I know I'm the first one to say it, so I know nobody's going to believe me. I'm very fucking aware of that. Well, I don't say nobody. I do have a crew that does. But at the same time, you also have to know that I'm not trying to get followers. It's not what this is about. This is about waking people. I want people to be free of tyranny. And tyranny of our own brains, tyranny of, I want the soul. Give me the soul. No. There we go. Oh my God, I think I got a trophy too. Shit. I get so tired of these trophies. There's so many. That's why I try not to kill. So I don't want any more trophies. My son killed for most of the trophies that we have. But, so, we want to be able to be good to each other. In order for us to be good to ourselves. So instead of saying treat people the way you want to be treated because some people are assholes, I say treat people the way the person that you love the most would want to be treated. In a loving manner, in a loving way, with love. Unconditional love too. Stop with this condition. Hey, and unconditional love does not mean get beat up by people and accept that crap. Oh no. Unconditional love for yourself states that you cannot put yourself back in that situation again. I may love my family, but they can just keep themselves 5,000 miles from me. That's just fine. I don't need to be in that situation. Now, if they came back with a love in their heart and they wanted me in a situation like that, maybe we could talk. But I'll tell you, I would come with reservation because of how much they've manipulated and hurt me. I've forgiven them. Yep. And I love them. Yep. That doesn't change what they've done or who they are. And until they prove to me who they are, I have to come with reservations on everything. We all do. And that needs to be the facts about everybody. I'm very disappointed. I have a MAGA sister who literally put up a sign the other day saying that somebody always speaks the truth. And it's really disgusting because the amount of inability to be accountable for reality is scary. But yes, these people have no accountability for reality. And reality needs to be, I understand everybody has their own reality, but there is a general reality of calmness that needs to be. And if it means harming or killing, no, it's never good. Never, never, never good. Let's go somewhere else and mine for a bit. I want to go put these up on them. This one's full, right? Yeah. This one is not. How much more we have? Go here. Yeah, you're pulling slow. Alright, so let's go. Where do we want to go? Let's go to Tokyo. Tokyo. That's this weird one. So, our main goal here, in my mind, has been to put out the information that I know that we have and back it up by putting some videos out explaining what I'm saying in a sense of how it's freeing me. Because I don't think it does any good for people to watch this video if they don't understand that I'm not doing this to be infamous. I'm not doing this to be known. In fact, I don't ever want my name attached to any of this. I'm never going to put my name attached to it because it's not about me. If there's any name to be attached to it, this is love. This is not me. This is love. Love needs a voice, and I believe love is a being. And I'm speaking for love and for people to stop being controlled, stop taking everything everybody says as gospel when it's actually the last thing it is. In fact, gospel is the biggest lies we've ever experienced in our entire life, and it sucks that people don't see the lies for what they are. It does. It absolutely sucks. And our problem is that I understand everybody has their own truth. But if that truth is not wrapped in love and positivity, then that truth may not be totally true. Because the only truth in all universes is love. But there are people who are here to keep us from being able to love. Well, we hit blue. This is pretty. Alright, let's get this. Alright, no, nobody gave me seeds. Okay, this weird stuff ain't gonna give me seeds. What's the sense in it? Hey. What do we got here? Man, could you imagine the work to put all this together? Some of my floors have been crazy, but wow. I know it's generated. Hey! Spider jockey. Oh, should I have killed you? Why aren't you guys going after me? I wanted to make sure. You gonna go after me? Huh? Okay, well. Dude! You're killing your rider! Wow. Do I save him? Oh, look. I guess I can't save him. Wow. We will take books. We need the books. We always need the books. That's how we make bookcases. And spells. Are you guys just not gonna fight me? I'm just tearing up your domicile. Alright. Thanks, guys. Bamboo. Bamboo. Those are cute signs. But yeah, if people realize what the truth is, more people can wake up and be free. Because freedom is really in your head. You can be stuck and trapped in a situation and still be free in your head. The freedom is your mentality. As long as you can still make decisions, you're free. And if there's anything that's happening to you guys over and over and over and over and over again, it is like super important that people understand that what you put out is what comes back. So if you're putting out bad, you're going to get back bad. It's just how it's going to be. I'm going in dudes. Wow, that is a lot of trapdoors. I don't like this place too much. You have to back home. This should be empty so I can put the other one. Sniffers, you haven't dropped anything lately, have you? Probably should have come to him earlier. I haven't figured out what to build here either. I have to figure something out. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Probably talk to my son about getting that piece off the side of my thing. I wanted to come out here and talk some more about freedom. I hope somebody ever watches this, they can hear this. If not, I'm sorry the world doesn't hear this from me. But I truly do love you. I love everybody. I love all beings. This has not been an easy transition. It has taken a toll on my health. It has taken a toll on me. But it's all been worth it if I can free one human being from the hell that they're trying to interpret this world as. It's not. Stop and smell the roses. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.